But yeah, besides all that, what have you been jamming since the last episode?
B. So, this kid. I don't know if he's a kid because it's like he been putting music out for a minute. But let me go get his name correct. Can't
Mhm.
mess up names these days. It's not really a name. His name is YTK. The name of the I don't know if on Apple Music this is listed as a compilation, but it's 20 minutes, 10 tracks, and it's called Positive Identification. And by YTK. He's a guy from out of Baltimore. And man, I really enjoyed this listen, bro. 20 minutes, 10 tracks, and it felt like an experience. No song sounded the same. Like none. He's rapping, a little bit of, little melodies here, little singing kinda on some tracks, slowed up some stuff. He's very experimental when it comes to like his production choices of like not experimental, like, oh, he's freaking going left field with some techno music. Still in the hip hop realm, but he kind of keeps you on your feet with this. And I don't know if this is approach putting out a short project like this, 10 tracks, because like no room for error. I really enjoyed this. Like I like this a lot. Even my girl liked it because we played it heading to go handle some business Friday, but this was good. Short listen, I got to listen to at least 3 times on my way there, once on my way back, and I listened to it today before the pod. So just to get a refresher on it, man, like he has some good tunes on here, B. And he had some one song that he kind of reminded me of like Isaiah Rashad. I like, dang, kind of remind me of Isaiah on here. But then he has something else. It's like no resemblance of like Isaiah Rashad. Like he sounded like a totally different artist. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
then I went and did a little research to listen to some of his other stuff on his YouTube channel, and I'm like, okay, little. You can see that he has some growth. You know what I mean? In music, like even his stuff back then was not bad. He kind of was rapping more. Um, a little more on there. And then he was singing on one track. He did like a parody song of like a Mariah Carey song. And I was like, oh, this kind of fire. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's a talented guy. I want to do a little more research for him, research on him. Hopefully he come out with like a new album or something. And I started to follow him on Twitter to like to keep up with him. And I don't know, this is listed as a compilation, but it's a really good body of work. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And the artist is called YTK, and the compilation EP, whatever you want to call it, positive identification. Really good listen.
All right. My first listen I want to talk about, and this won't be too long of me talking about it, but I was searching some mixtapes that came out back in 2010 just to see like what other anniversary reviews we could potentially do, or some reviews that I could actually touch upon and give some context on and how I feel about them on the interludes. I saw one mixtape on there that I'm just like, dang, this came out in 2010. That felt so long ago.
Hmm.
Bun B's No Mixtape. I was like, I already knew you wasn't gonna want to review this. I already knew that.
Ah,
And I was like, okay, I want to talk about Bun B some more on the channel, but I just don't know in what capacity. And so I thought to
mm,
myself, like Bun B is one of those, to me, I don't want to say unspoken heroes, but like one of those like unspoken legends that we have in hip hop where it's like Bun B really did progress with the times since the 90s when he came out with UGK all the way up until like even currently with him doing his Trill Static series. He's one of those rappers that did move on with the time. He didn't kind of like stay stagnant in one sound. He kind of elevated and evolved a bit more as an MC and as an artist as well, especially with subject matter. And I don't want to say maturity because he's always had that maturity and
mm,
wokeness about him. But
mm,
it's one of them things where it's like Bumby embraced the newness is basically what I really want to say. And a
mm,
mixtape like No Mixtape, with him doing the stereotypical mixtape thing at that time where he was going over the hot beats and those fire beats that was coming out at that time. Stuff like Gingerbread Man by Gucci Man. I'm trying to see some other tracks that I could think of. Stupid Wild by Gucci Man as well. I'm forgetting it now because like I said, we've listened to so much music since then, but
right.
I've just been thinking like, dang, Bun B like helped embrace like a lot of the younger generation too. He was on like a Wale mixtape. He was on Drake's So
Drake,
Fun. Uh, I'm forgetting
Killer
some other people. I think Two
Caleones,
Chains.
Big what? Did he do
Killer
anything with
Leon,
Big Crit
yeah,
around
but
this time?
he was from Houston. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
I
like
know.
other artists that really ain't like related to Houston. But like, he was one of them artists. Shoot, he was even on Smino's recent album. And
Yeah.
he's obviously now giving a platform to more underground artists, even though these artists might be more known than him now. He's still giving that platform and kind of like that right, not rite of passage, but like that OG stamp of approval. Like, yo, I
Mm,
respect you in the game. Like, and I'm an OG. These are people that probably like super respect Bun B. And so, going
yeah.
back to a mixtape like no mixtape and Bun B going
I
over some
remember.
um these other beats. Bun B sounded really good. He sounded really hungry. To me, this is like probably a top five in Bun B's discography for me. Like I really like
Mm,
this. Bun B, his lyricism has more to do with his vocabulary and the way that he articulates his actual words itself because he has that southern drawl about him, but when it comes to
mhm,
him rapping, his articulation and his vocabulary is what really makes it stand out for him. You can definitely tell he's probably well read, especially for back then. But yeah, I just want to
mhm.
shine some light on Bun B no mixtape. I want to have a video later on talking about Bun B's like you know giving him his flowers basically and like how he's like evolved as an MC and an artist and basically as a person with him having trail burgers and things like that. So yeah, Bun B's no mixtape. Even though I didn't really talk about no mixtape itself, I just want to give Bun B his flowers a little bit.
That's your guy, B.
Yeah,
Hey,
favorite rapper.
well, I don't have much that I listened to this week, but this is something we both listened to. I actually sent this to you to check out.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Little this is Data J. I think that's Data J, Data J.
Let me see the name. D- yeah, I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
thought
Data
I
J.
thought I knew
Data.
how to say it when I first saw it, but when
Yeah,
you started saying it, I'm like, maybe I don't know how to say it. I looked at it.
yeah. I
I'm like,
thought it
yeah, I
was.
don't know how to say it.
Yeah, I think it's Data J or something.
Yeah,
And
Data J
Data.
or Data J. Maybe he's trying to be different with the actual word
Yeah,
data. I don't know, but
Data. Yeah,
Lone Borealis, is that how you
yeah.
say it?
Lone
Borealis.
Borealis.
Hmm.
Lone Borealis. I think. Yeah, Borealis.
Hmm.
So you want to do this together, a little
Yeah,
quick,
yeah,
like
we can
our
talk
first
about this together.
impressions.
Yeah, because we
This
both listened to
this.
this. You sent this to me. You didn't really tell me
Yeah,
what it was when you sent it to me.
yeah.
And so you was like, check this out. And I'm like, oh Lord. I'm like, is this because I'm looking at the cover, I'm like, is this gonna be some spiritual miracle lyrical, or is this gonna be one of them guys that's underground but don't really know how to pick good beats? I didn't really know what to expect going into this itself. So B, I want to hear your first impressions because how did you find out about this guy?
So I'm on my timeline, and then I just see I saw a video from I don't know I can't remember what song, and I'm like, okay, the video. Okay, he gives me one of these artsy kids. Let me check this guy out. So I went to YouTube, checked out one of his videos. I'm like, this looked very Tyler Creatish.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
video actually
Even
did, or
yeah, the video actually like
okay.
mass saturation. You know how
Hmm.
Tyler do it, like colors, colors, colors.
Hmm.
And I'm like, okay, he's wearing this like pilot, not like headset, like for like a pilot or something.
Hmm.
And I'm like, he got an album? I'm like, who is this kid? Googled him, found out he's a TikToker. He's about 24 years old or whatever, like that. So I go into the album and okay, he's trying to world build. He talk about Lone Borealis is like this world where I don't know, I guess what the better things are, I guess. I don't know what I got from it. But he's trying to world build. He has like this robot, I can't think of the robot's name. He's like his friend, his, and they're talking, and he's talking about data and all this type of stuff, whatever's going on. So musically, I'm listening to this, and I'm like, he sounds like a poor man, like 2009 through 11, Tyler the Creator slash Earl Swisher, all the Odd Future stuff wrapped in one. It's like he tried to put old Odd Future in like a current, like Flower Boy ish Tyler world. And it to me, that didn't do well at all. Cause I just feel like he was trying too hard. And like I understand you have your influences, you could wear them on your sleeve, but it was like I felt no identity from him. Like I like, who are you? Like I just see that you're trying to build this world around your influences, and it just didn't stick to me. Um, Rapping wise, you're not a good rapper, bro. Like he did not stick out to me as a rapper, as an MC, or like anything like of substance when it comes to like creativity. When it comes to even trying to tell the story about the kid getting killed in Los Borealis and going one of his favorite artists' concerts, getting stumped out. Like I'm like, I don't. This is not hitting me. But I know. But I start thinking, I am 30 years old. This is not for me. You know. You know what I mean? This is not for me. I'm not the audience for this. This is for up and coming kids get into music right now, get into music and like finding their sound or like finding their artists that they like. And he is one of those unique type of artists. Kind of, oh yeah, I grew up listening to Tyler Creator and I skateboard, you know what I'm saying? And I'm past that in my life. I'm a family man. I tried to listen to this. It wasn't for me. But I also want to talk about it on the show to like kind of give it maybe it's some people out there that watches us that probably will enjoy this. Yes, I'm not gonna
Mhm.
crap on it. Yeah, I probably said you couldn't rap and it just wasn't original. But that's just my critiques of you. It was kind of bland. It felt like when you get a template like from how you get a template, right? And you just kind of like throw stuff at it and just that's how I felt. It didn't feel
Mhm.
like he started with a blank canvas. Like he started with that template and he built upon it. You know what I mean? Made
Mhm.
something kind of generic, but tried to be different, but
Mhm.
also was the same. I don't know. It's like you can have influences and like you could see it. Like when you hear Tyler, right? You know he got influenced by for like Nerd, NRD, like
Mhm.
Pharrell. But
Mhm.
he is Tyler the creator though.
He
You know
made it
what he
his
got?
own.
He made it his own.
Mhm.
And that thing about the kid, Detahjae, I think that's his name. It's like, I know you're probably still young. It's probably your first work. I don't know if you erased all your other stuff, but like, you got to make it your own, man. Like, like we could like, oh, he influenced by him. I could tell from this. But this, you can just like, oh yeah, bro. Like, no, you tried to make this. It's like an AI version of Tyler Creator. Like I went to Grok or whatever and like make a Tyler Creator album in 20, as a
Uh-huh.
what I mean? And it came out with this. And I'm just like, yeah, bro. Even like the sense he used, the production, the stuff that
Mhm.
all the produced, I'm like, bro, y'all actually was trying to make Tyler's production. I don't know.
Mhm.
It was quirky.
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
sorry if I ran too long.
no. You're all good because we're supposed to talk about this together.
Yeah.
For me, you just sent it to me, so that's all my backstory that I have for this. Going into this project, I'm just like, okay, what did he send me? Is this gonna be on some lyrical, miracle, spiritual? Is this like somebody that he knows? Is this someone that submitted to him directly? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We both have different social medias. I don't know what's happening on his end. I don't know
Yeah.
he don't know what's happening on my end. And so I go into this project and I'm like, all right, first track is kind of cool. Then I think we get to the second or third track and I'm like, all right, it's a lot of instrumental, not enough really rapping on here.
Mhm.
And then, I put two notes down. My first piece of my first bullet sounds a lot like Tyler the Creator, especially Wolf era, especially with the production. Definitely doesn't sound like anything from like a Bastard or what was the other album that came out after
Mhm.
Bastard? The one with the Transylvania, the
Oh,
Transylvania,
Goblin.
yeah, Goblin.
He tried to have like a
He
little,
tried to have that, but most of the time the
yeah,
whole album
yeah.
itself sounded like Wolf era Tyler the Creator,
Hmm.
production wise. Uh, Obviously he's trying to emulate. Like to me, this is the biggest problem with this. He's trying to emulate Odd Future instead of being his own. He's not using the
Hmm.
influences. He's trying to re-emulate it. Like he's trying to recapture that feeling. And it'd be different if like, you could tell that he's inspired by one of them. No, because like my second bullet point on track 6, he's trying to rap like Earl Sweatshirt, like on the Earl Sweatshirt mixtape. And I'm just like, like this is rubbing me the wrong way. Like I remember I liked one song, but because I started hearing the rest of the album, I I retroactively did not like the song before because I'm just like,
Hmm.
dang, I'm like, I really thought I liked that, but I'm like, no, it's just because I like Odd Future. And I'm not saying Our Future is bad. I loved Our Future
Hmm.
back then. OF Tape Volume 2, that was like something that I bumped crazy back then. But to hear someone like re-emulating it rather than like taking it, making it their
Hmm.
own and putting their own spin and identity on it, that's a bit different to me than actually re-emulating on it. I remember the first thing I texted you after I got to listening to this. And this
Hmm.
was before he started doing all the shout outs, which made a lot more sense.
B, I was gonna talk about
Yo,
that.
get off of Odd Future's nuts, dog. I'm like, what are we doing? Just nut hugging. And I'm not trying to
B,
disrespect you, but I'm just like, yo, get off, hop off nuts, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you
B.
are an artist, you are an MC. You should be proud of the craft that you're making. You should not be trying to use someone else's swag and claim it as your own. And it felt like he was trying to recapture that energy from Odd Future Tyler. Like,
Hmm.
he was trying to be like, I don't want to. he was trying to be edgy. That's the best way I could say. Like he
Mhm.
was trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna be offensive because yeah, that's something that we don't get nowadays. I'm just like, I already had that with Tyler. Like it's like I don't need
Mhm.
that with you. Be you. Like I didn't get nothing that stood out about this artist for me. Like I didn't pull nothing out of this. I was just like, huh, that was creative. That was an interesting spin on this. No, you just literally spun the block on what Odd Future was doing back then, and you just brought it back to this era right here and modernized it basically. And yeah, this just didn't sit well with me because this is the first thing I think I heard last week because you sent it to me
Mhm.
really early in the week. And I was like, should I do another listen to this? And then I remembered, no, I'm not going to do another listen to this. I'm sorry. I know I'm the old man. B, you didn't want to crap on this. Someone had to. Like, I'm
B.
not crapping on it. It's more of a, I want you to do better. Like, I've already had that. I've already experienced it. And yeah, like you said earlier, the kids didn't probably experience our future back then. This could be for the kids now. Go listen to our future.
Mhm.
People literally every time Tyler comes out with something new, did you know Tyler said this? People are already gonna re-listen to that older stuff anyway. I don't know how crazy Odd Future or Tyler's back catalog is. Go listen to that. If you like this,
Mhm.
definitely go listen to that. It's done way better, way more creatively, and it's done with something that you can feel is different for the time and it's more unique back then. Like this is re-emulating, like I said, all the shout outs at the end. I'm just like, dude, get off nuts.
And B. Those shout outs made it so cringy. And he was
It
trying to act
did.
like them. Shout out Frankie Ocean. That nigga don't know
Mhm.
you, bro. Like
Yeah,
those
like why are
that's
you
they
shouting out
turn.
people you
That's
don't know?
you don't even know. And then he goes like Tyler Creator, obviously. Like yes, but look, B. One thing about it, if you want to be edgy, I think it's hard to be edgy in this time because when we was growing up, like us growing up and further down, is that we could be edgy and it was like we could be edgy in public. Like we could be edgy on social media and it wouldn't be a big thing like consequence wise. But now these kids are so quote unquote like in touch with, what's going on in the world. You know, not trying to say they're sensitive, but it's a little sensitivity out here.
Hmm.
You can't really get he couldn't be like Tyler and them though. Like when it comes to like
Hmm.
being super edgy, like an edge lord. You can't do that in this time. Like only people that can do it in this era is like streamers, and they like they like, it's like a streamer or something that's doing it. But musically, they not doing it like that unless I don't know nothing about the people.
Hmm.
But he he was just trying to just mimic them, and I'm like, it just didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel like him, and I'm like, I'm like, man, what's up with this kid? That's why I sent it to you because I heard this. I'm like, yo, somebody else got to hear this, and I'm
Hmm.
like, who I do a show with every freaking week. Send it to
Uh,
you. I'm like, he has to hear this, bro. I know he's gonna feel how I feel. Like this cannot not feel like this. Oh my, be carbon trying to do a carbon copy, or like trying
I
to
think
be
the
like,
worst. I think the worst part for me is that at times it tried to feel pretentious because he would let the instrumental play for a while. I'm just
oh
like,
yeah, yeah.
Negro, get the rapping. I'm like, what are you doing? Get the rapping.
He can't rap like that.
What are you doing? Yeah, I just don't know what was up with this project right here. Like I said, he tried to mimic Earl, and I'm like, but you don't got that Earl sauce though. Like you
Mm-mm.
ain't got that Earl sauce though. You know
And
what I'm saying?
that man was a different rapper then, bro
Exactly.
was
Definitely a different beast now. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like I'm not trying to be mean, even though sometimes you gotta be because I don't know what the kids are saying about this. I don't know what people are saying about this, but if y'all are glazing this, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce you guys to something that's called Odd Future Wolfgang Kill 'Em All.
Mhm.
And you should just go listen to some of that stuff. OF Tape Volume 2. Listen to Tyler's older discography before Flower
Look at
Boy.
Radical.
Yeah, it's just like, look at Earl Sweatshirt's mixtape Earl. I know it's not on streaming, guys, and you got to do a little extra work to actually listen to it, but go ahead, check out the mixtape Earl. Like, like if you want that Odd Future feel, go to those. Like this right here. It's a modernized version of it, but it's like a remaster rather than a remake. That's the
Mhm.
best way I could put this. Like you're not re-emulating, you're not adding new things to it. No, you're literally bringing what they did and you're bringing it into
But
nowadays
but it's
time.
fan made. B. It's not backed by the AAA title.
You're right.
It's
So
fan made.
that's the most positive thing I can say about this. Like, yeah, I love Our Future, especially back then. I have a nostalgia bias towards it, but this just wasn't it for me personally. What'd you say, B?
I said, nah, man,
Oh
nah
yeah.
at all.
Yeah. So yeah, Data J. Lone
Lone
Borealis.
and
I know that you
Borealis.
tried to form this new world, especially with the cover. You try to have a bit more of a cinematic like approach to it. This would have hit well if you had a bit more identity and creativity with it. Like I've had these type of albums before. What are you
Mm.
doing that's different and more unique to you? I can tell that you're a fan of Our Future, but that's all I got from this. That's my last words about that.
That's all. That's the only thing I listen to. B. That's I don't have nothing else, bro.
Okay, so I got a few things I listen to.
Right on.
I listen to Meek Mill's Dreamchasers too. I put a tweet up last week saying like, "Yo, like it's crazy how we view Meek Mill now because this is the guy that made Dreamchasers too, the
Mm.
guy that broke that piff." Like, and I know you really don't care about this project right here, and I made a Dark Sage interlude which will be coming out soon about this. I'm just like, yo, like Meek Mill was like a super respected guy back then. Like now when we look at Meek Mill, we just laugh at him, we clown him. He's basically like 5 year foreign senior. We just look at him so crazy now. But this guy made Dream Chasers 2. Dream Chasers 2 had some heat on there. I think like the first half of it, it's so the project is so top heavy to me, but it's so consistent and it's so good. It's so quality. Like the rest of the actual project itself, it's cool too, but you can tell it's just some banger party tracks that he just threw on at the end to make the project longer and also to put these songs out itself. But yeah, the first 11 tracks of Dream Chasers 2, it was great. It was fantastic for me. I really enjoyed Dreamchasers too. If you guys have not, I know it's on streaming, but it's like a stripped down version of it on streaming where it's like the track listing is out of order. And it's just a weird experience actually listening to it on streaming. So I had to go to the alleged site that you gave me, B, and I had to listen to it there with all the DJ drops to make it feel a bit more authentic to that time as well. But yeah, Dream Chasers 2, Meek Mill. If you haven't listened to it, it's one of those things that you had to be there to understand the impact back then. Like if you listen to it now, it's good. It's good music, but it's nothing like special or crazy now. But if you was like there back then, this was
Hmm.
like the underdog guy. Yeah, Meek Mill was that guy back then. But my next project has to be Rick Ross's Mastermind. This is his project that came out after God Forgives I Don't. I had to re-listen to it, B, because like I said, I've been
That's
on a
it.
Rick Ross high recently. And so I went to that project and I was like, I'm gonna re-listen to the actual whole album. I remember you gifting it to me for my birthday for
Hmm.
as a vinyl, and I bought the CD when it
Right,
came
right.
out. And just going back to that time, Rick Ross was around during the blog era. I made a video of that for the Dark Sage interlude as well. Rick Ross was a beast back then, man. He was putting out quality projects. I mean, while that project itself, Mastermind, it's top heavy as well, but the rest of the album itself that follows after it, like I think the project is like 16 tracks up to like track 11. It's really consistent. The last 5 tracks, they cool, but I didn't really need them. But they not like something where it's like, oh, this is a pain to really get through. But those first 11
Hmm.
tracks, oh my gosh, fantastic. The feature with
I got to go
G,
back to that.
yeah, you got to be. The feature
It's
from
been
Jay Z on
wow.
Devil Is a Lie. B.
Hmm.
This album right here hits. Like I can see, like this is a top 5 Rick Ross project right
Hey,
here.
I don't know why I love that cover so much though. I don't know why
Which
I
one?
love that
Which one? The
cover.
deluxe version or the
I
regular
like the
version?
I
The
just
one
like
with the paint splattered.
yeah.
Okay, the deluxe
Yeah, with the
version. Yeah,
paint.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah,
Because the regular
that
one's more gold, right?
no, the regular
And
no,
it
you're
like
thinking of God Forgives I Don't. The regular one is like him like with a pink filter over him. And it's like
oh
a
yeah, yeah,
black
yeah, yeah,
bar over
yeah.
him saying Mastermind.
Now
But
that
yeah.
album's dope, bro.
Yeah, that album is so good. Richest Gangsta, Drug Dealer's Dream. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. The song where he's trying to like re-emulate Biggie or the song like Shame. Shame on a nigga that's trying to run game
Nah,
on. You know,
my
obviously,
dad, bro. My dad used to jam that album all the time.
hey, I did too. Hey, I
Bro,
did
that
too.
album was
That
fire.
album is heat, B. But yeah, going back to Rick Ross's Mastermind, I gave it like a 4 out of 5 because I think like,
Hmm.
especially with the deluxe, it ran a little bit too long. But yeah, overall, it's a really good, consistent body of work by Rick Ross, man. Rick Ross is one of those artists that he doesn't get enough praise for what he was doing during the blog era. So yeah, Rick Ross's Mastermind Deluxe. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead check it out. But my next project has to be by Rob Markman. We'll never be this young again. And so
Oh, you
I thought
listen to it?
you listened to it.
No. I haven't listened to it. This
Yeah,
is
it
new album.
Yeah, it came out at the tail end of 2024 actually. And I saw him like put a video up because I'm subscribed to Rob Markman. If you guys aren't,
Hmm.
and if you want some good hip hop journalism, go ahead subscribe to Rob Markman, legend from
I'm
the
gonna put
blog
it
era,
on here.
especially with his interviews. And so I saw that he put a video out. He's like, I'm breaking down my own album. And so I clicked the
Hmm.
video just because, you know, I kind of like to stay up up to date with what Rob Markman is doing. And I checked out, I was watching a bit of the video. He started breaking down the first track, and I'm like, no, 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 let me stop. I want to listen to this and get my own like perspective and point
Hmm.
of view on this album right here. And so I listened to it. I'm like, okay, Rob, I like what you was doing on here. I honestly thought that, especially with the bad taste that Curtis King left in my mouth with that Joey response, I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna get some YouTube raps. And I'm not saying that Rob Markman is a YouTube rapper, but sometimes like the older guys, they could be a bit out of touch to a degree. And so, like I said, I went into this project right here, Will Never Be Young Again. And I like the message and the theme that he has on here, basically saying like, yo, we'll never be this young again. Like, no, there's certain things I took for granted. There's certain things I'm thankful for. There's things like me being older, my friend passing that I gotta talk about, think about, things like that. Overall, Rock Markman is a really solid rapper. The production from Devious Minds on here though,
Hmm.
that production got me. And this project isn't even long either. It's about 7 tracks. I think it's less than maybe 30 minutes itself. Overall, really solid body of work. Those two together, like I saw that they have another project together where Devious Minds is producing most of it. Oh, I gotta check that out. Like Rob to me is a really solid MC, and going over this type of production right here, like I said, I was like, yo, like please don't like be dusty, please don't be old. Like Rob, I know you kind of like, I don't want to say like you a super hip hop purist, but you got them
Hmm.
hip hop business about you. Where I'm just like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna get with this. And this is my first time like listening to a full body of work by Rob. I've heard some songs here and there, and I thought
Yeah,
they was
same.
cool, but nothing made me ever want to return to them. But listening to this
Hmm.
body of work right here, We'll Never Be This Young Again. I even like the front cover of it. Yeah, I thought it was a really solid and dope project. I actually got to go watch the video now and watch him break certain stuff down because when he was breaking down the first track, I'm like, it just feels so weird to see someone breaking down their own album. But I kind of like
Yeah.
it because we kind of did it with Quadri on here. But to see like
Hmm.
Rob Markman doing it, but I was like, yo,
Just
I
do
want to
it.
stop. I want to get my own thoughts and opinions on this. And then I'll go back and then I'll get a better appreciation for it after I watch his video
It's
on.
it's so crazy. That's the reason why I didn't watch it. I said I'm gonna wait till I listen to it. So I didn't listen to it, but now I put it in my library before I can go jam it because I'm like, yo, I'm gonna watch that video after I listen to the album. And that's why I was like, you listen to it? Because I was like, I was gonna do it. I didn't think you would have done it. I didn't cross your radar, bro.
Yeah, I'm
So
subscribed to
dang.
Rob Markman.
I wish you
Rob Markman is one of those hip hop journalists I respect in the game. So
of course.
I was like,
Legend.
I want to support. If
Yeah.
however I can support, I want to support. So yeah,
He's like our Elliot Wilson, like our
yeah,
generation. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Hopefully he just doesn't start crashing out like him later on in his career.
Oh, nah,
That's what I
not
say
Rob.
though. Yeah,
Not
Rob
Rob.
seems very chill. He seems very, I want to say unbiased, but he seems very
He's a neutral party.
he's not emotional. That's what I'll say. He's not
Mhm.
emotional. That's the best way I can say it. And so I really do like Rob Markman's output. I mean input. Even if I don't agree with everything he says, I still really
Yeah.
respect his opinion on the game.
Cause Rob, he could be mad nonchalant too and stuff. Like, you know how
Uh-huh.
he is. He just be like, just say it.
Yeah, I was really
But I'm gonna check
disappointed
it
in
out.
this.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I got it in my library now. I was like, dang, I gotta listen to it. I'm like, yo, I'm not watching that video until I listen to it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Then I was
But
thinking, getting a little conceited, ain't you, Rob?
but yeah, the project is called "We'll Never Be This Young Again" by Rob Markman. Yes, Rob Markman, the hip hop journalist.
Yes, sir.
And my last
And the hip
project
hop
I
artist.
and hip hop artist as well.
Hmm.
And not project, but the last thing I have to talk about is Autumn's newest song, One Way 2. Autumn came out with a new song. Look, I gotta talk about an OG. I gotta talk about a YMB.
Hmm.
I gotta balance it out. So yeah, I went to this because I saw that this was new, but I didn't listen to it because I'm not a singles guy. But then I went on
Hmm.
TikTok strangely because the TikTok ban only lasted for about 8 to 14 hours.
Hmm.
I went on TikTok and people was like, "Remember this legendary song, but that was never released?" And everybody was like, "Oh, Autumn One Way or whatever that was unreleased." And I'm
Oh
like,
my
"Wait, didn't that
God.
just release on streaming?" And so I went to streaming and I listened to it. I'm like, "Oh, Autumn." I was familiar with the game, but I was unfamiliar with this game. Like I said, I'm an Autumn fan over here. Like I really enjoy Autumn's music, but this right here, him doing the little crooning that he's doing, giving me that auto
Ugh.
tune crooning. I love it. Like I just love the little ballad type of thing that he's trying to do on this track right here. One Way Two is definitely one of them tracks. So I'm just like, you know what? I don't know if you gave me an album full of this, even though he has like little cuts like this on some of his projects. But this right here, I don't know why this one really stood out for me. But yeah, Autumn's One Way Two. This is some good music, man. I just love Autumn's music.
Oh my God, B, you're
Hey, I'm sorry,
sick.
B. Hey, Autumn is one of the YNs that I really love from this generation. So yeah,
My
if y'all
God.
guys haven't already, and you guys are open to listening to the YNs, even though they wear their influences heavily on their sleeves, Autumn One Way Two, and that's the name
Oh
of the
my
song.
God. Oh my God.
But that's a bit about it for another part of what we've been jamming. Let us know what you've been jamming down in the comment section down below.
Man, shout out to Beyond Beats and Culture.